So, sorry about that, guys. If you know someone who wants to play in a Jaunary game, send them my way. I'd love to talk to them about getting into a one-shot or joining the waitlist for a campaign. I do have people on that waitlist, so get on there as quickly as you can if you want to get into a campaign slot. Also, the Patreon's live over at patreon.com/GMEric. When the slots open up, it goes waitlist, Patreon, then Discord. So if you want to get in on those early, go over to patreon.com/GMEric and check that out. We did an art preview this morning of the character that's coming, so go check that out. Also, we do GM tip videos and archives over on YouTube. If you do like those, do hit the thumbs up. It does make me feel good and gets the word out there about the service as well. Also, we have a clip contest going on, so if there's a moment from a session you like, toss a clip into the clip contest channel. You'll be automatically entered to win a prize at the end of the month. We have the reference site over at toivoarpg.com. Go check that out. We got a lot of fun stuff on there. There are almost 1,100 articles on there, and we will be doing more this evening. Also, we have the Sageos Edition t-shirt, the Punch Aimer in the Face pillow, and a Learn to Play session available over at gmeric.com right on the front page. Well, let's get you guys started, because you guys can play some D&D. And that's a lot of announcements to get through in 1 minute. Alrighty. So, you guys are adventuring in the lands of Toivoa. Specifically, we are way off to the western side here in Cordreg Gruul, as you have come here looking for a way to discover power for Twilight's Call's ascension and reclamation of the Jaunary Grove and his birthright as the leader of that. To that end, you've made friends with the people of the Shinozan Protectorate and have come here to Cordreg Gruul to restock and re-prepare. However, after having an encounter with a bog witch, you return to your ship to depart, only to find that the ship had been commandeered by a gnoll and her undead forces. So, as we pick up in the midst of combat, Twilight's Call, you find yourself on your ship in front of this gnoll spellcaster. The question becomes, sir, what would you like to do?
I am actually going to move over here, and attempt to restrain her to prevent her from getting off the boat.
Okay.
I guess that would be what, a grapple?
That would be a grapple attempt. And
that would be what?
It's your athletics. Unless you have the judoka feat.
I do not have judoka.
Can we get that
Athletics is going to be extremely painful. We'll see what happens.
All right. As you attempt to grab a hold of her, she is going to slip through your fingers. All right. Anything else you'd like to do, sir?
That wouldn't be with advantage because the Slaren's right there, I don't think, would it?
No, sir.
Okay. Does that count as my action, so that wouldn't allow me to use my sword in any shape, form, or fashion?
Correct.
Okay. As bonus action activity. So I will actually do a... No, because I am extremely low. I will just stay right there. I will use a free action, though, to draw my rapier.
Okay. Awesome. So after you, it becomes her turn. She is going to look at this situation and realize that she's in a world of hurt. And so she's going to attempt to cast a spell. Would anyone like to do anything about this spell?
I would like to counterspell.
Okay. So you have the available slots for that, yes?
I have one slot left. Holy smoke.
All right. So this is a 4th level spell. And
It's a 5th level spell that I'm casting.
Okay, so her dimension door fizzles. She is going to look at you and with a snarl and in a language I don't think you understand, unless you understand Undercommon, you can tell that she is saying bad words in your general direction.
Hasn't been the first time, won't be the last.
And then she is going to... She's going to have to do her 3 necrotic strikes. So here we go. And 3 necrotic strikes against 3 people. So here we go, 3d3 as we choose targets. We're going to be blasting at Islarin first. Islarin, a 24 to strike you.
That will hit.
For 22 necrotic damage as long black tendrils reach from her and corrupt you a little bit. She turns then to Twilight's Call. A 13 misses you, sir, and a 12 will miss Islarin. That is the extent of her turn. We go to the Bwinkle. Bwinkle, you are currently standing on the water. What would you like to do, sir?
Can I fire from the standing on the water?
Yes. What are you shooting at?
Our lady down here that just did up.
Over here? Okay. So you're going to have to do an arcing shot, but let's go ahead and do it because you're a sharpshooter.
Right. Give me a sec.
All right. So you fired 2 arrows, 4 arrows, just and all 4 of those arrows are going to strike her. You're going to deal 28 plus 14 is 42. 42 plus 10 is 52 points of damage as 4 arrows impact this knoll. She's rocked backwards repeatedly as your machine gun-like shots pierce her flesh with arrows. Anything else, Winkle, as you stand there proud of your success?
Nah, I'll stay right here. At least I'm not getting pushed back into the water.
Awesome. Miss Von Sin.
Well, she's not happy. So she is going to shoot that one that's standing right next to her back 10 feet.
Okay. So you're blasting the skeleton?
Yep. And that's with disadvantage, correct? Just to verify.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, Winkle should have only shot 3 times, so I'm giving her 10 hit points back.
16, pushing him back.
All right, as you blast him backwards, he shatters into a flurry of bones across the deck.
For 19, correct?
Yes, ma'am. So if you have less than 19 temporary hit points, you go up to 19 temporary hit points.
Woohoo! Okay. She looks at this person here that's caused all the trouble, and she's going to do Eldritch Blast. Yeah, Eldritch Blast on her. 28.
As the force blasts her, you will deal 12 force damage to her. She's not having a good time in these last 6 seconds here.
Once again. 17.
That hits as well, dealing 8. Not as strong as the first, but still effective. Anything else, Miss Von Sin? No?
No, not at the moment.
All right.
She's gonna hold her bonus action for just in case.
Awesome. Ayla Taylor, you are faced off against 3 enormous canid undead. What would you like
No,
to do?
I'm in the water.
You're correct. You're down below.
So I'm going to move over here to about right there.
Sure.
And I'm going to shoot guiding bolt at this darling little lady right here.
Okay. And Winkle, you've been granted inspiration.
Yay!
All right. So the guiding bolt of radiant energy flies up from your hands towards her. And I saw a little happy dance there for a moment.
It's not connecting.
With a critical strike. So, Ayla Taylor finally charges up the Hamehameha, and you're going to deal 24 plus 13 for a total of 37 damage, which is exactly the number of hit points she had. As this searing bolt of radiant energy blasts through her chest, she looks down at the gaping hole that Covet can see Islarin through, and Islarin can see Covet through, and the woman will fall dead onto the deck.
Before she falls over, Covet just kind of waves and looks at us, Lauren, through the hole because she's really pissed at this person.
Okay. If you guys ever saw the movie Death Becomes Her, it was pretty fun. All right. So, after Ayla, anything else you'd like to do?
No, I'm just going to stand here for a minute.
Cool. Eowyn, you are down here standing on the water as well. What would you like to do? Eowyn? I think Eowyn's having... There they are, I think. Hello? There you are.
I want to start off with casting Fireball at these.
Okay, you're going to cast a fireball up there?
I have one more Fireball left, and then that's it.
All right, so casting fireball up here at the top. All right, so as your fireball sails up there, we are going to go ahead and have that explode. Boom, boom, boom. The dexterity saving throws for that are going to be 1, 2, and 3. They all fail, and you will each suffer 28 fire damage as your fireball is super effective.
But they kept throwing me in the water constantly.
All right. Anything else you'd like to do? Any movement, a bonus action? Nope.
Done.
All right. The ankle locks are then going to see the situation and are going to jump off the railing here, and we're going to jump at the person who just dealt damage. So we're going to jump off there, we're going to jump off here, and we're going to jump off to here. As they splash down, the only person I can reach at the moment is Ayla Taylor. Ayla, I'm going to attack you with 2 claw attacks. A 20 to strike you. A 20 does get you.
Are they swimming?
We cannot hear you.
Yes, they do get.
Okay, we will check their swims. So 1, 2, and 3. All right, so this third one is flailing and is unable to swim at the moment. So ignore that hit because
Got
he's
it.
sunk.
Poor baby.
All right. So let's go ahead and correct the turn order there. All right. So the skeletons go next. I have one skeleton here that is going to move towards who? 1d3. Number 3 is going to be Islarin. The skeleton comes running towards you, provoking an opportunity attack as he enters your reach. Do you wish to take that opportunity attack, Islarin? With a 23, you knock his head off. The skeleton clatters into a pile of bones. All right, that is it for the skeletons. Islarin,
question,
it is now your
Why?
turn.
Seeing these undead in the water. I'm still on the potion of flying, so I'm going to fly and dash. I think I was 5, so that should be 60. Let me just measure to be sure. Okay, yeah, that's 60. But that's as far as I can get.
Okay.
I'm actually I'm gonna land on the deck just to see if that provokes any response from them.
Okay. Awesome. So, Twilight's Call, what would you like to do?
First, I'm gonna walk up to see if my dear beloved wife is still in one piece.
Yep. Ish.
Though recognizing that she is not very amenable to long in-depth conversations at the moment.
She is I mean, her hair is still looking fabulous thanks to the wish that she made way early in the game. But there's some charred locations on her armor, and she is just not feeling it because she is so angry with everything that has happened in the last few hours.
He does see the 3 puncture marks on her and says, I'll help you take care of those bones appropriately later.
The sooner we handle those, the better, because I don't want to turn into one of those bone thingies.
Agreed. And I'm still trying to figure out who is controlling the skeletons, since the primary actors have been eliminated and these things still exist.
Roll a religion check.
Okay. Was it 20?
With certain spells, they don't need a controller. Once they've been conjured, they just stay and do their thing. With a summon, there's a concentration.
This is a result of a conjuration.
Correct.
Okay. I will target this thing and shoot twice.
I didn't see your ping. What are we shooting at?
The northern.
Oh, gotcha. You're got it.
right.
Understood. You're green. I got you. Right here.
Yes, that thing.
All right. With a 27, you will strike it for 22 points of damage and then miss it.
Yep, that checks. 50% efficiency.
Mm-hmm. Anything else, Twilight's Call?
He will inform the rest of his party that he believes these things were conjured instead of summoned.
Got
And
one
then
job
I'll
on
end
this
it.
ship.
I think that's the first one we've had in a few weeks.
In like 2 weeks, yeah? All right. Anything else, sir?
Slipping up.
No? All right. Cool. Then Koresh Bonebinder is going to regenerate.
Who's regenerating?
The knoll behind you.
That's not good.
She stands up, looks at the situation, and
Can I
falls
use-
dead
Okay, cool.
because the regeneration didn't take effect. She is able to regenerate on every turn, but if she has suffered radiant damage, she suffers 1d10 after the fact. So she gets up and dies. So she is permanently dead now. All right. And then we go to Bwinkle.
I wanted to see that up and down.
Habit was gonna fix that.
That's good. Boinkle's looking around and he sees this big guy up towards the northwest,
Yes.
and he's wondering what he's doing.
He's watching the situation. You're talking about the guy with the orange hair way up here?
Is he part of the fight?
Yeah, that was a bouncer from the bar, wasn't it?
Correct.
Oh,
The one you paid 100 gold to?
yeah.
He's been staying out of it.
Okay. So I guess I'll go to the
To paraphrase, he's got 999 problems, but undead ain't one. So what you doing, sir? What's the insight check for?
Whether or not those are truly 99 problems and undead ain't one.
Yes. All right, so Winkle, what are we shooting at?
The top dog.
The top dog. Okay. Understood. That's 2 shots, sir. You get a 3rd shot with your massive longbow.
He gets another shot?
That's another shot.
Check the script.
I need all the shots I can get.
Visit a doctor or a vet.
Or a bar.
All right. So as you repeatedly shoot him, you use 3 more arrows and puncture him repeatedly. How many arrows do you have now, Winkle?
No, I gotta look. Hold on.
I hope you've been tracking those arrows. You've been using a lot of them. All right. So unless Winkle's going to move, we're going to go to Covet von Sin.
No, Winkle's not moving.
Winkle's not been tracking arrows? No.
I still have plenty.
How many is plenty?
6.
All of them.
Oh,
He's
60.
still got 60.
Okay.
I'm sure you'll take care of that.
No. It's not my job. You need to take care of your own damn arrows, sir.
No, I figured you'd take them away.
We'll have to balance it out, yeah. All right, Miss Von Sin, what would you like to do as you are currently aboard the ship next to your husband, but impaled with 3 barbed pieces of bone?
She looks at Twilight and says, I have several potions of healing on my person, on my belt. I need to get.
You broke up. Repeat that.
I need to get these out of my shoulders. Can you please make sure I don't die?
Also need to see where Ramon is.
We're almost. And I think we've got other problems to deal with because those things in front of you are still alive. But I have to get these bones out of me first.
I know.
So I don't turn into one of those things.
He'll be fine.
Right.
What's the worst that could
The worst
happen?
that could happen.
Yeah, I don't want to find out. Thanks. So she looks at Twilight and says, this is gonna hurt. And she starts pulling a bone piece out of her
Okay.
person.
Awesome. So as you reach in there to pull it out, you're going to tear flesh.
She's doing the best she can because she is proficient in what is it, medicine?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
No,
let's roll-
not medicine, but alchemy and stuff like that. Just to.
Yeah, alchemy doesn't help here.
No, it doesn't. But she's okay with medicine. She's okay with medicine.
Okay.
So she starts pulling it out, trying not to tear flesh, but she'd rather do it herself if at all possible.
Sure.
Because her pain tolerance is higher if she's able to do it herself.
Awesome. So as you begin pulling it out, we're going to roll some damage as the barbs bring flesh out with them. You're going to suffer 27 points of damage. As you have removed 1 of this bone barbed pieces.
Okay, and that counts as an action.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So with that, she's going with because she's already hurt to begin with. Well, first off, what kind of damage is this?
This is piercing and slashing.
Okay, never mind. So with that, she is going to take one of her potions of greater healing and for her bonus action and drink one of those.
Okay.
14.
Awesome. It's pretty good. All right. Did you want to move?
No, she's gonna stay right next to Twilight. Therefore, if I fall down or something like that because I just got hit with all this damage from pulling one of these bone pieces out, he can get her back up pretty quick.
You got hit, meaning you self-inflicted.
Yes, meaning it hurts and there's damage, and I'm already been floor tanking most of this fight anyway.
All right. So after Coven von Sin, we go to Ayla Taylor. Ayla, what would you like to do?
My map just shrank. Wait a minute. Good grief. I'm up here between the two, kind of between the two dogs.
Yes, ma'am.
The one that's closest to me,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, I'm going to shoot with guiding bolt.
Sure. As you channel your gods, you blast it, dealing 18 damage, and the next attack against it has advantage. Anything else you'd like to do?
I do want to pull up my my turkey bone, my turkey leg,
Okay.
spiritual weapon,
Sure.
whatever it is, and I'm going to hit him upside the head with that, I hope.
Well, unfortunately, it's up here. Are you going to recast it?
Yeah.
Okay. So when you recast it, the first one goes away, and a new one appears here.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, and so now I'm going to clobber him upside the head, I hope.
Yes, ma'am. And with the 17, you do clobber him, dealing 12 damage. Excellent. The turkey leg thunks him upside the head. Anything else? Any movement?
I'm going to move back a little bit just
Sure.
for safety's sake.
Of course.
Okay.
Eowyn, what would you like to do?
I was reading one of my spells, Guardian of Faith.
Okay.
I do want to use it. It's just I'm having trouble understanding how it works.
Okay, let's go ahead and pull up Guardian of Faith real quick. Guardian of Faith. Pulling up the spell. So, Guardian of Faith. A large spectral guardian appears. So you're going to basically summon an angel that's going to be in an area, and it's going to guard that area, and it can't move. So you basically summon an angel, and you put it somewhere, and it will defend an area.
It's kind of like the demon thingy I pulled up, but yours is prettier and doesn't scare people.
Well, I didn't say it didn't scare people. All right. Do you want to do this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Put it right here.
Awesome. Cool. So we're going to put the angel right there. And as it appears, it's going to spread it out, and it's going to have an aura around it that it will be able to defend. So it's going to be defending anything in this area. Okay, we're going to put a little thing on there. There you go. Anything that's hostile to you that moves into that area, it will attack. Awesome. Anything else?
I should have Healing Word as a bonus action still, right?
Yes.
I can find it.
Okay. Great.
Yeah, I want to cast on Alia.
Okay.
Alia.
All right. On Ayla, got it. As you cast the healing word, you're going to restore 7 hit points. And did you want to move?
Thank you, ma'am.
Let's move. No, actually, I'll stay there.
All right, cool. The ankle locks are going to clamber over the rock to here, at which point he needs to make a dexterity saving throw or get smacked by the angel. So we're going to go ahead and make my dexterity saving throw, which I failed, and I will be struck for 20 radiant damage. There's no roll, it just takes straight up 20 damage. And then it's going to attack you because it cannot actually attack the angel. So we're going to attack you twice and try to entrapping rend you if I can hit with both. So the first one will be a 15. That misses. The second claw attack will be a 23 as they're going to catch you across the rib cage, dealing 16 piercing damage. Eowyn, I need you to roll a strength saving throw of DC 18 or you're going to be moved. All right, so Eowyn is going to be moved 20 feet in this direction. Wham. At which point this guy's going to continue moving over to there to chase you down. This guy did not like being hit with a guiding bolt and does not know anything about this angel, so he moves into here. He makes his dexterity saving throw, suffers 20 radiant damage from the Guardian of Faith, and then will attack Ayla Taylor. A critical strike against Ayla Taylor.
I don't believe it.
Uh-oh. How far away from them am I? Ooh.
30 feet for counterspell.
It's not. It's Barbs of Truth and Poor Performance will negate that critical strike.
Okay, who would you like to grant your advantage to? As you can summon another spell slot.
It will go to me.
Okay.
And then it's my last level 1 spell slot.
All right. So the re-roll for this is just a straight roll of a 13 to miss Ayla Taylor. All right. The second swing against Ayla is going to be a 21 to pierce you for 17 piercing damage, Ayla.
Yes, it does.
All right. And I need you to roll a strength saving throw of a DC 18 or you are going to be moved 20 feet. All right, so you're going to be moved 20 feet and it's just going to blast you out of the area here and continue its movement to there. All right. Then we go to Islar and Shodazath.
All right. Just target priority a little bit. But Ayla is looking more hurt, so I'm going to go try to stop that one from going after her. So I'm going to fly to here, right in front of its face, and swing 3 times.
Very well. The first time's with advantage because of the guiding bolt. So please re-roll the
I think
first
that should
one.
have actually been consumed by Ayla's spiritual weapon.
You're correct. So you'll deal 12 damage. And another 9. And your third strike.
And it does not. Also, does not look like the radiant damage is coming through, so I'll roll that after
Sure.
the third one for all 3. For
Sure.
didn't roll at all.
Okay. We may need you to manually roll it.
Something broken.
Yeah. D&D Beyond has been doing updates on their site and it's breaking things again.
Right. Roll 1d20 plus 10.
All right.
16
and
to hit.
16 does hit. How hard did you hit it?
Okay, so that damage is 1d4 plus 8, 9 damage, and then the radiant damage should be a 1d8 for each of the 3
Okay.
decks. So 8 total.
All right. Dealing 16 damage. Got it. Cool. Awesome. Anything else?
Nope, I'll just stand here menacingly.
Understood. So after Slarin's Polearm Master had issues, we will go to Twilight's Call.
Well, I see Islaran supporting the southern one, so I'm going to target the more northern one and put 2 shots into that one.
Over here. Gotcha.
Oof.
You will miss, sir, and nearly hit Aowen.
Duck! After the fact.
There are no ducks here. Aowen, another arrow hits the dock next to you.
Can you watch where you're shooting that thing?
It's in a general direction. It's okay. He'll get there eventually.
All right, Twilight.
As a bonus action, he'll look at his wife and cast Healing Word at the 2nd level, burning his last 2nd level spell slot.
Sure. The great Musatar known as Bwinkle. What would you like to do, sir?
Well, I don't like this thing going after my beloved. So I'm going to go after him.
So you're going after the one up here with Aowen, right?
No, the
Oh.
one down. Wrong one. I'm not.
Wow. I'm sorry, Aowen. That's just terrible.
That is so wrong.
I had to try.
Keep it up.
I'm doing my best. All right.
Gonna do a shot.
Yes, sir.
Longbow accurate shot.
Okay.
Let's try to hit it once.
Sure. And you'll pierce it. And you're going to pierce it twice, dealing 24 damage so far. You got another shot. Just one more. Dealing 12 damage there. Good shooting, sir. Your arrows find purchase, and the beast is taking serious damage. Anything else?
Twilight's Call. Anytime you need some help, let me out. I'll show you how to shoot right.
Twilight dies a little inside.
As he is a straight shooter, we will go from Bwinkle to Covet von Sin. Covet, you see your husband wither a little bit due to emotional damage.
Emotional damage. Okay.
See, we don't have others to pick on now, so we can pick on Twilight.
Nice.
All right, so if you roll that, we're going to give you 2 points of emotional damage, sir.
That check.
All right, Covet.
With seeing him a bit crestfallen, she's like, she just grabs his hand and puts it over her own as she grabs another piece of this bone
Uh-huh.
and says, "Help me here, my love," and gives him a kiss on the cheek and says, "It's okay." And she pulls.
As you pull, you can feel the muscles tear and rip as you suffer 17 slashing and piercing damage. You have 1 left in your body. This is not a comfortable position to be in.
No. She's like, "I like the idea of being skinny, just not bony." And she proceeds.
That would hurt.
Yeah, just a bit. And then she takes another potion of greater healing.
Okay. You recover
Wow.
12 hit points.
Oh boy, ouch.
All right. Cool. Anything movement?
No, she just kind of she kind of, her shoulders sink forward just a little bit, and she's like, "Oh, this snow hurts." Fill those things so we can finish fixing me up. Oh my gosh.
All right. So after Covet von Sin, we go to Ayla Taylor. Ayla, the beautiful Islarn has interposed herself between you and this undead creature. What would you like to do?
Okay, I'm going to step just one square this way, and then throw guiding bolt at this critter.
Okay.
I'd like to take it out, but we'll see what the dice say.
And with the 27, your guiding bolt strikes true, dealing 14 radiant damage and granting advantage on the next attack roll. As it begins to glow, its flesh is being eaten away by the radiant energy. All right, Twilight's Call did fail to use that. Will apply to your next one then, sir.
Okay, then I'm gonna bring my I can bring my turkey leg up 30 feet, can I?
20 feet.
20. Okay,
Yes,
that
ma'am.
won't
So you
work
can get
then.
to here, or
Yeah.
you can get it up to here.
We'll bring it right here.
Okay, because you could get up and hit this one.
Oh, well, now that would work better if I could get it to there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay.
We'll swing at this one.
The spiritual weapon glides over there. The giant turkey leg swings up and across sideways with a bit of a flourish and a spin. It thunks it for 10 force damage. It should have had advantage on that. So reroll, just check for a critical strike, please.
An overcooked
Okay.
turkey.
All right. So, any other movement you'd like to do, Ayla?
No, I'm going to stay right where I am.
All right. Cool. Eowyn, there is a nasty, smelly, fleshy, bony thing in your face. What would you like to do?
Okay. Is my way back to the Guardian like completely blocked?
You can go around this thing.
I think, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get back into Guardian's aura.
Okay. If you're going to run around it, it is going to take an opportunity attack when you leave its reach. But you can easily get back into your Guardian's aura if you want to do that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. So, as you run around it, it's going to swing its claw at you. And with a 24, it's going to hit you for 18 piercing damage when you get to here.
That's fine.
Okay. I need you to roll a strength saving throw of a DC 18, or it's going to move you 20 feet in a direction of its choice.
Oh, come on.
As you go running towards the aura, it's going to knock you 20 feet under the bridge over here.
This little. Okay, do I stop my action?
You do. Do you want to dash?
I'm dashing back here. No.
Okay. All right. So as you go there,
For bonus action, I
Yep.
want to use Healing Word again.
okay. Who do you want to use it on?
Alia, because she keeps somehow trying to make sure no one down here dies.
All right. So Ayla, you recover 6 hit points thanks to the healing word of Eowyn.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome.
The moose says thank you.
Thank you.
It's my turn to take the damage points today instead of Covet.
How
Well,
much damage did I suffer again?
18.
Okay.
I'm still taking damage. It's just trying. It's kind of self-inflicted, so I don't turn into a bony person.
Phrasing.
So hard.
Ahem.
We're good.
That must be your husband. Moving on.
She said.
We are going to go towards the nearest person, which is Eowyn. As I run into the aura there, man, we got her good. We're going to roll a dexterity saving throw, which I am... What's your spell save DC, Eowyn?
Where is that again?
Up when you click on spells, up across the top, you'll see spell save DC.
Oh, I see. It's a 17.
All right, so this time the undead creature steps to the side and the Guardian Faith misses it, and it's going to attack Eowyn. Once...
Hold this. This is backfiring.
16 to hit you misses, but a 25 is going to deal 18 damage to you, Aowen. And that's going to knock you unconscious. It takes half damage? Okay. It'll take the 5 damage. All right, so that's going to knock Aowen unconscious.
I promise this went better in my head.
And we're going to move Aowen because you automatically fail death save or automatically fail strength and dexterity checks and saving throws. We're going to move Aowen that way. And then we're going to move over there. And yeah, we're just going to stand there. Oh, we got a second attack? We got a second attack.
You missed the first
Oh, we missed the first one. Disregard. So over here, I start my turn inside the aura, so my dexterity saving throw against the Guardian of Faith fails. This guy will suffer 10 radiant damage from the Guardian of Faith, who has done 25 damage so far. So mark that
Should
down.
have done 10 to that northern one instead of the 5.
I'm sorry?
20 to
Should've done
this.
Oh, okay.
10
It's
to
Gotcha. Okay, so it should have been 20. Understood. Cool. The Guardian of Faith can do 10 more damage here, but I'm going to move the bleep out of that dang aura, and we're going to attack here. So, 2d2. Both of these are going to be against Islarin. Islarin, the first strike against you will be a 27, or 26, I believe, because you got protection from good and evil, right?
I do, and it hits either way.
Right. But you're going to be dealt 16 piercing damage. And your strength saving throw fails. And we are going to move you over to here. And then we are going to clutch you a second time with a 24. Does that get you, Islarin?
It hits me, but I'm still conscious.
Okay.
Still keep. That Constitution save was for keeping
Protection from good and evil.
for good and evil. Let me roll a second one of those, and then a second strength saving throw.
Okay. Well,
Oh, that one too.
Yep. So, because I
Okay.
struck you with both claws for the first time this combat, he's going to take you and he's going to pull you into his rib cage, which is going to close over you. As it does so,
Yuck.
we are going to do an entrapping rend. A 21 to deal damage to you as the rib cage begins to grind against you like bones made of chainsaws. As they're rattling against your armor, does a 21 damage you?
It misses by 1.
Okay, so you're inside. You are currently grappled and restrained, and it cannot.
If I'm restrained, then that should be 2.
I'm sorry.
If I'm restrained, then it should have advantage on me, so that should be a 22,
So 22. Okay.
which should knock me unconscious.
All right. So Islarin is unconscious inside this thing's shredding rib cage.
Are they still swimming?
Yes. Yeah, he's still swimming. The
Okay.
other one is on rocks over there, so he doesn't have to. I guess we'll roll it just to check because he did move. Yeah, they're fine. All right. So I have Islarin trapped inside a rib cage. Islarin, at the start of your turn, I need you to make a death saving throw.
Guys with arrows, aim carefully.
All right. So Islarin's going to fail a death saving throw. Cool. Twilight's Call.
So Twilight's got 1 spell slot remaining. So he will. I want to make sure that I am within range. Let me check. I should be. Okay. So he will cast at the 4th level a healing word of the day, with the word being rise.
Okay. On Islarin.
Yes.
Okay. Islarin, you recover 13 hit points. and are no longer dying, but you are still inside this creature.
And then I will take 2 shots and will not overdraw my bow. It will just aim normally like some other type of moose does without trying to.
You're going to follow the moose instructions? The moose is
Boy is
wise. And with a 15, Twilight's Call, you will miss. A 27 because of the advantage. You're correct. And you shot at which one?
This one here first.
Awesome. So you're going to deal 13 damage to it, leaving it with 3 hit points.
And then I will target this one over here, and I will shoot it.
Sure.
Watch out, Eowyn.
And you will deal 12 piercing damage. Well, Eowyn can't watch out for anything. Eowyn's dying.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Okay. Anything else, Twilight's Call?
That is it from Twilight.
Okay. So, Winkle, what would you like to do?
I'm going after this one right here up top by Eowyn.
Okay.
And let's see if I get lucky again.
That's up to your wife.
Come here, honey.
For those who cannot see the camera, she's going,
No chocolate chip ice cream.
no chocolate chip ice cream.
Were there rites performed at sea? Was there a ceremony?
Not yet, but there will be.
All right, so that's 2 hits. One more, sir. You've dealt 31 damage so far. You've left me with 23 hit points. Your third shot, sir.
I'm trying to get it to go. Give me a second. There we go.
We'll deal 11 damage. Got it. Anything else, Boinkle?
No, I'm pretty safe in the water right here.
All right. Covet von Sin.
She looks at this one. This one here with Islarin has a total of 3 hit points, correct? You said?
Yes, ma'am. And has its Slarin trapped inside its ribcage.
Oh. I'm going to... And it's on the dock, correct?
No, it is down below on the water because it jumped off to chase Ayla, who is currently water walking. And it's swimming because it does not have water walking.
Ayla, do you think you can handle that?
Sure.
Okay. All right, so she's going to shoot the one that Islarin's part of.
Shooting the one that Slarin's part of, you said?
Yep.
Okay.
23.
And you will slay it. All right. Cool. As you slay it, it begins to sink.
Okay. She's got swim speed. We're fine. And then she looks at this one and says, "You're next," and proceeds to use Eldritch Blast on that one.
And you'll blast it for 8 damage, leaving with 4.
Another hit in her, I hope. Yes, she does.
All right, and it will also sink. All right. So we do need to stay in initiative for the moment. Ayla, what would you like to do?
Okay, I am going to bend over and grab this thing as it begins to sink
Uh-huh.
in order to keep it from sinking. And I am going to grab my mace and smash it against the rib cage.
Okay,
Hopefully.
cool. I need you to roll a strength check. So we'll go ahead and just allow that. So with an 18, you're going to damage the rib cage.
Yeah, which I'm hoping I broke some bones so we can get Islarin out.
They're cracked and Some of
Yes.
them are broken, but there's not enough room for her to get out yet. Almost, though.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
the question is, I need you to roll an athletics check up at the top there to keep this thing from sinking, because it weighs a good 1,000 pounds.
But it's in the water, so it doesn't weigh as
It
much.
still weighs 1,000 pounds. It just doesn't seem like it weighs 1,000 pounds.
I'm crying.
So, unfortunately, you're unable to hold on to it, as it is going to be sinking.
Is Lauren? That's
Well-
Glub. Glub.
Yeah,
Aelin!
well, I
Maybe
could
she
still try to
breathe
hold on
underwater.
to it.
All right, Aelin.
Yeah, she.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so as
Go
long
ahead,
as
Ayla.
looking entirely unconcerned about the prospect of sinking.
Yeah. What were you saying, Ayla?
Yeah. I was just going to say, it's Lauren can breathe underwater, but I've broken some of the bones, so maybe she can break some more of them.
Okay.
And I'm gonna take my bonus and do mass healing word. I have to move 2 squares. Okay, I gotta find it again. Here it is. Mass healing word.
All right. Aelin, you will recover 10 hit points.
10.
All right. And with that, we can exit initiative. However, Islaren, this thing begins to sink all the way down to the bottom, carrying you with it. How would you guys like to handle this situation? As Islaren's not exactly in danger of drowning.
I'm gonna try to like pry the ribs open from the inside.
Okay, with a mighty heave, like Wonder Woman, you press outwards and can free yourself. Your underwater hair is radiant. Do you come to the surface, or are you
I'll
going to stay
swim
down
to-
there?
Oh yeah, but I'm gonna swim to the surface and then I'm going to fly back onto the ship
Okay.
so that I can start searching the ship to see if the crew and Romos are still on board.
Okay. Cool. As you search the ship, they are not on board. What would the rest of you guys do?
We'll assist Covet
need-
in getting the last bone out of her shoulder.
Okay.
And we'll put a petal of a fire bloom on her tongue before that gets pulled out.
Okay. So Covet, you consume another petal, covering 45 hit points before the bone shard is torn from your flesh, dealing 8 points of damage. As I rolled for the poop.
Oh, I'm thankful for that for once. Okay, when he rips this thing out of her shoulder, she just she yells because it obviously hurts, but the fire bloom petal just it feels warm and soothing across the puncture hole, and just she can feel it knitting together and just the relief that comes with it. And she looks at Islaren and she's like, "Any luck?"
Oh, I can see them anywhere.
With that, she leaves her and she goes and checks Bone Crusher
Okay.
to see what is on her person,
Sure.
specifically looking for a scroll.
You look at her, and I'm going to go check her inventory. She has a scroll. It is a
Can we
black
get
scroll.
somebody to throw a rope? over the edge.
Wait a minute. It is a what?
It is a black scroll emblazoned with the design of a skull on a wax seal.
Oh boy. Does she recognize that seal?
You can roll a religion check.
I have advantage.
Awesome. So let me get you that information here.
A little hard on that one. Sorry.
Right. So I apparently have not put that on the wiki yet, so we will go ahead and just give you the text of this. One moment. Gotta get that exact text for you. So many documents to have open. All right, and we're going to send this to you. Send to Covet. Actually, you know what? Let me go ahead and send this to you through Discord. Because it's a little bit much to do.
Okay.
Covet. Yeah, that's good. I'm cool with sending you all of that information. How? Enjoy that. You rolled a natural 20, you got a 26. Yes, Aowen.
I want to recall Guardian Fate, then get back up on the dock.
Okay.
That's all.
Cool.
You said you were going to look through our inventory?
What else does she have?
She also has on her person a chain with dangling black gemstones. I'll get you a picture of that real quick. One moment.
Does it look magical in nature?
Oh, yes, it absolutely does. You wish to pick it up?
I wish to identify it. Well, wait, what? Go for it.
I'll show you a picture of it here.
I'm gonna say, with my proficiency in jeweler's tools, would I be able to identify any particular uses these gems might have in any arcane sense?
Let's find out. Let's roll your jeweler's
religious.
tools. Let's figure out what you know.
I can help you with the Arcana side too, as well. I'm proficient.
Would that be using intelligence?
Yes.
So, because I'm helping her with Arcana as well.
Cool. All right. So with a 24, yes, these appear to be gemstones from the bottom of the sea. Roll a religion check to learn.
I will also help her with that if she is not proficient. I am.
All right.
Proficient.
So you are proficient. So here we go. Yeah. Make sure I spelled this right. Cool. Here we go. And sending this over to a Slarian. Paste. All set. There you go. Secret stuff for a Slarian to go.
Covet, she just sees.
Mutters under her breath.
Go for it.
Oh, you go.
She sees the scroll. She sees the black gems and stuff like that, and not knowing exactly what the gems do, but she, based on the on the scroll itself, she is feeling gross and dirty just being around this. This is not with anything that she believes at the moment. And you can just see her visibly shudder.
Twilight puts a rope out to assist with those that are still down in the water to get up on the dock.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Lauren, go for it.
These are gems used in the worship of Retrava.
Does that name ring a bell for her, for Covet with religion?
You can roll your religion check.
With a 22.
There you go. Have fun with that.
Short answer: if anyone has any dreams, they see a serpent, report them immediately.
Agreed. Oh boy. Between Cateus, between Matrava, this is not good. And she quickly looks at Islauren and she's like, the scroll, the safe in Captain's quarters, is it? We gotta check. It's gotta be there. It has to be there. And
Well,
maybe we might find something about Ramos while we're in there. Who knows?
I'll go check the captain's quarters to make sure the scroll's there and see if there's any clues left behind.
She goes. Covet goes with her.
Okay. And
But before I go,
we need to do-
I will ask. I will ask the others to watch the bouncer and make sure he doesn't go anywhere, because we may need to interrogate him.
okay. So, as a question, which scroll are you looking for?
The treaty.
The treaty scroll. Okay.
Yes.
So, as you guys come into the captain's quarters, it is just absolutely destroyed. All of the pillows have been shredded. Someone was searching in here for something. The safe is open and empty.
No.
The table with all your charts has been flipped over. The maps have been shredded and desecrated as they have been pissed on and ruined with wine and other foul substances. It's, for lack of a better term, a shit show. This entire place is going to take days, if not weeks, to recover. Islauren, all of your clothing that you've kept in here has been torn. Your favorite gown lies in tatters. Romus's spare uniforms destroyed. The medals that he had are bent and twisted, chewed on by the foul things that were in here. It's not a good place to be. All right.
Lauren doesn't even
Good.
say anything. She is just like, her shoulders are shaking, her hands are curled into fists.
Covet
It
comes up behind.
takes a lot to break her calm demeanor, but this has done it.
Covet comes up behind her friend and puts her hand on her shoulder. Well, up on her shoulder because she's so much shorter. Seeing her be so distraught, and says, just look at her dead in the eye. When she looks down at her, because she will, she won't say anything until she does. And she'll say, "We'll get him back.
Do I need to roll a strength or something to climb this rope to get up on the deck?
Eventually, you're going to be able to succeed with Winkle's assistance. I assume he's going to, for lack of a better term, lift and support you
Okay.
on your way up. Is that accurate, Winkle?
Yeah, actually, I'm going to get where she can sit on my horns, and I lift her with my horns up there.
Wait a second. Did you just say that she's sitting on your head?
No, no, he did not say that.
Oh, he said you're sitting on his horns.
I'm gonna sit on his head.
Understood.
Right. Absolutely.
That's what I said, was that you were sitting on his head. That's what I said. I
Yes,
was
and they
being
just
nice.
have to be,
I'm
and
getting
my head just happens to be horny.
And slightly hard.
I'm walking on board the ship.
All right. Cool. Meanwhile, as you come aboard ship, Ayla, you see that Twilight's Call is casting a spell.
No, I had used it in the middle of combat.
Oh, okay. So that would not have affected either one of those.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what my question was.
Yes, sir. All
I
right.
don't have any spells last right. But
Okay.
it was during combat.
Understood. So,
Deck.
Okay, I'm up on the.
you're going to be up on the deck? Okay. Great. So, with this situation, what are you guys going to do? Romos is missing. Your crew is missing. The treaty is missing. And you have no navigation tools, no charts, no maps.
I think we need to go talk to the guy that's the bouncer.
Somebody needs to stay on the ship.
I could stay on the ship.
Eric, I've got my navigation tools, my maps. These.
You carry those with you?
They're in my backpack.
Okay. All right.
I still have the potion of flying, so I'm just going to fly straight over and walk up to the bouncer.
Okay.
Are there any shadows around?
Yes.
Okay.
It's
so
approaching dusk. Shadows are long.
Okay. She looks at, she just looks at her friends, like, protect the ship. She comes here. She because Sloran just took off. Literally, she uses MKL Blessing to get here, so she is, with her Misty Step here, and then she'll use her shadows with her wings, her armor, to allow her to hear where there's no shadows here.
Okay.
Not alone.
All right. As you come up to the bouncer, Slarin, he's going to look at you and ask a very straightforward and simple question. What?
You saw what happened.
He nods.
Did you see members of my crew? You see them taken?
Yeah. Yeah.
What did you see?
What's it worth to you?
Covet just automatically pulls out 100 gold.
He looks at you. Well, you see, the ugly Knoll, went aboard your ship and snuck on board. Everyone went running as soon as the undead came up. The ladies, well, I called to the ladies. And the ladies, well, they're inside. 4 of them.
And my husband?
Husband? I could be your husband. And he looks at both of you. Sorry. Habit. I don't know. I only saw 4 ladies.
You didn't see where he was taken.
I didn't know. I didn't see anyone take anyone. I saw people leave the ship. No one was captured or anything.
People you saw leaving the ship,
Yeah.
were they alive or undead?
Live. Think. It's hard to tell here in Cordray Gruel.
Where did they go?
Pretty ladies, they're inside. He jingles the 100 gold. Got the cover. Go on in. You want to go in, or do you want to talk to him?
I rolled a 27 insight on all of that, but it's not showing up at all. And
Okay.
my side of the internet is dead at the moment.
Your
So
side of the internet.
connect to anything.
Okay.
So it's
It's
like
refreshing right now.
Understood. So, with a 27, what are you trying to determine?
if he knows more than he's letting on, and particularly when he said I didn't see your husband or anything like that, she particularly that's when she rolled it.
Okay. Well, as you are doing this insight, he does know a lot more than he's letting on. About this situation, not so much. But he knows a lot of things. As far as, is he lying? No. Gold is a great motivator for a bouncer.
Is he omitting the truth though?
Omitting? No. Gold is a great motivator for a bouncer.
So is what you mean to tell me that the only people you saw leaving the ship are the 4 crew members who are being sheltered here?
He
Or were
raises
there
an
others
eyebrow.
who...
Yeah, if pretty ladies are crew, I'd love to join ship. Working with such... And he looks both of these beautiful women who have just approached him. Pardon the term. Eye candy. I'd love to work for someone like that. Portrait Girl's kind of, rough.
Well, if you are interested in joining the Protectorate...
Oh, no. No. Never the Protectorate. Never the Protectorate. No.
I thought not.
And he's a little scared at the moment.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, we can hear you now.
All right. Thank you. Okay. Just checking, making sure. Please continue.
But no, pretty ladies inside.
Right, I am attempting to... The answer I'm seeking is whether or not there were others who are not associated with them who left the ship.
Not that I know of. I mean, pretty ladies are kind of distracting. Especially when they give you gold. Like this very pretty lady here.
I'm certain there's a way to jog your memory, and she pulls out 50 more gold and just shakes it in her hand. Ready
He
to
looks
go.
at you. Really, really pretty lady.
Did you see a man leave the ship?
He looks across the docks and points at Twilight's Call. Yes.
I am talking about someone who is not with our immediate group that is fighting.
You mean some other guy? I didn't see anybody, no. Pretty ladies came running and screaming. I felt bad for them, and we have standing orders to let screaming ladies into the bar. It brings in the guys.
Lauren kind of tilts her head for a moment, but then I have one other question. What was it? Oh, right. Okay, so as Lauren will ask, did you recognize any of the people who came aboard our ship?
You mean Bone Crusher? Yeah. She's bad juju.
Hopefully that is now was.
Uh,
What can you tell me about her?
she's a knoll. She's not allowed in the bar. She stinks real bad. Liked beef jerky when she was alive. She's a necromancer. Causes problems wherever she goes.
What kind of problems?
Oh, you know. The conversion of flesh to bone and the extrication of skeletons from living bodies. It's not pleasant. From the looks of it, you were about to undergo that process.
My friends, my crew, my friends, my crewmates would never allow that.
Well, then you got good friends. And, really generous friends.
So, did she? So first off, why wasn't she allowed in the bar? There's usually a reason. Let's, other than just like, changing, she's a necromancer and everything that you just mentioned. Was it just because of that she wasn't allowed in the bar, or is there more to it?
Oh no, she starts fights, she can't hold her liquor, she just causes problems. Plus, no one hits on her, so doesn't really have anything great for the bar. She doesn't pay her tab on time. She's foul. People leave the bar when she's here. So we had to get her to go.
Well, hopefully this is finished. And she looks at Islauren. Any more questions?
Do you know who does associate with her?
I'm sorry. I don't travel in those circles. I protect the bar, and this is what I do.
No knowledge of where she hangs out?
Nope. Sorry. I wish I could. I mean, I like those shiny gold pieces you got. And I have to ask, Gold Lady, do you have a mate? Because I would love to find a sugar mama.
As flattering as that is, she looks back at Twilight and says, "The male over there with the bow and arrow, not the one with the antlers, the other one.
Really?
Yeah, that's my mate."
Wow. Must be pretty impressive. Because he doesn't look like much.
It matters where it counts where it matters most.
He nods. Then I won't mess with him.
Best you don't. So,
Yeah.
where did the ladies go?
Oh, they're inside the bar.
Lauren's just going to spin on her heel and walk inside.
He does not bar your way at all.
She nods. Covet nods at the before she steps in, she looks at him and says, "What was your name? May I
Uh,
have your name?"
I need to grab his name because I have lost it due to the conversation. I accidentally closed the wrong window. His name, because I have to go grab his art name because my reference document closed. 1 second, guys. I have so many NPCs here in Cordred Gruel. His name is Drews. Drews the Stone Crusher. Yep, there you go. Drews the Stone Crusher. There he is.
I was so off. Okay.
Anytime. Your mate, he's covered if he wants to go inside too. Thanks for the gold.
No worries.
I'm not gonna mess with a badass that doesn't look like one.
Thanks for the name. Keep the gold. Use it well. Maybe get out of here.
For the record, you asked what is your name. He didn't give you
No,
his
I
name.
did say, no, I said, what is your name? May I have your name?
I heard, what is your name? He looks at you, and are you going to try to take his name?
Yep.
Okay. He looks at you. What? Suddenly lost. Excuse me.
Drews, you're amazing. Thank you so much.
Who?
She, knowing exactly what she did, she says, "Your name is Drews. I give it back, but I give you your name back. However, be careful who you give it to in the future."
What?
She gives the name back and she walks away.
How?
Poor Drews.
How do you give the name back?
Okay, so
Same way she took it.
she calls him Drews. Drews, the stone crusher.
Okay. He looks at you. What was that?
She just says, "Be careful who you give your name to."
Right. Right.
She pats him on the shoulder and walks away.
All right. Cool. So I got a message. Twilight's Call is looking around the area to see if Rolmos left the ship. You see no sign of Rolmos anywhere on the ship, or on the docks, or anywhere around.
Did you check the hold?
My speculation is that he would have interpreted the threat of the situation, made sure that the 4 crew members were safe, would have secured a priceless artifact they kept in the safe, and then moved to a safe location.
So, as Covet and Islarin walk into the bar. Sorry, that's the start of a joke.
Wait a minute. Did anybody check the crow's nest?
They said, ouch.
You
Check
guys
those
can
nests.
check all over this ship. You will not find Rolmos anywhere on the ship.
Okay, just being sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Did he say there were 4 girls that went into the bar, or 5?
4.
4. It's the Fantastic
Four.
Four.
Okay, I just was wondering if he dressed up like one of the girls. Okay, thanks.
So, as Covet and Islarin walk into the bar, Covet walks under it, and you guys can go right inside.
Wow, a short joke. Wow.
I didn't want to
That was
go
the
too
stretch.
long. Yeah. I just wanted to keep it brief.
It went over her.
Oh, it did? Got it.
Oh, wow.
She's
That's
short.
low.
Wait a minute. She's short, not stupid.
Two is Lauren at 2.
Ah,
I haven't talked to her. I think it's make. I think it's make those jokes.
the low hanging. Gotta lead into the low hanging jokes.
The one she can read.
It's what she can reach. Uh,
It's okay. She's gonna sit just, you know, in her free time. She's just gonna get absolutely smashed on a nice bottle of red wine.
so you walk in and you get a bottle of red wine.
The good stuff, she's willing to pay for it at this moment. It's just because of all the short jokes.
All right. Cool.
Nothing more than $1,000, though.
Oh no, nothing in this bar is that expensive. No, honey, no. So, what's your problems?
Okay, so is this the same chick that helped me with the with the drink?
Yes,
Okay, so this is Zenith Shadeclaw,
that
correct?
is her.
It is good to see you again.
How's the drink?
Exactly what we were looking for.
You know, I found it a little one-noted.
Yeah, but to whom it was presented, it was perfect.
Well, glad to hear it. So how can I help the two of you single ladies?
We are looking.
Islauren has.
Go for it.
I was gonna say, Islauren has not even acknowledged her. She's just looking for the Fantastic Four.
Okay, so Covet, of course, would notice that. She'd look at her friend and see her distraught looking for people. She looks back at Zenith and says, "We are looking for 4 women who came in here. Potentially a male was with her. Was with them. They were from our ship.
Okay.
Have you seen them?"
She looks at you, and I need you to roll a persuasion check.
It's a good thing I'm proficient. Why did it only roll once? I should have it twice. Okay. Well, 27 is still good. I'll take it.
Okay. She looks at you. You're safe. They came in here looking for refuge, and, well, to save them from this riffraff, they're in the basement.
Why the basement?
Why not? Where would you put 4 women who were exiles from the Protectorate looking for assistance, and who pay you plenty of gold in order to make sure that they're safe? What would you do in my situation, my lady? As she gestures to Islauren. With your passive insight, the 4 ladies must have mentioned that you were in charge.
Islauren finally turns her attention to situations. That's understandable. May we see them?
Of course. Right this way. And she's going to, behind the bar, lift a hatch that goes down into the cellar. Right inside. And she steps to the side.
Islauren will fly down there.
Okay. Covet?
Just push them all I can.
She looks at it as Zenith and says, "After you."
I have to maintain the bar. I don't want these ruffians taking my liquor. But you're safe.
She's going to do an insight on that.
Sure.
Yeah, she's rolling great. 16.
You believe her.
She warily goes down.
Okay. The hatch will close over you guys. And in the basement of this bar, you look around and your eyes are going to adjust to the darkness.
She listens for a lock. For that distinct click of a lock.
You don't hear it. You do hear footsteps walking across the hatch, but they don't stay on it. They're very feminine in their footsteps. As your eyes adjust to the darkness down here, this is an extensive cellar. It's easily 60 feet wide by 100 feet deep going back into the mountainside.
Covet uses her devil sight.
Okay. There's no magical darkness here.
It's darkness or magical darkness. Right. Doesn't matter.
So you can see in black and white right now.
Yeah, she wants to see. She doesn't like it.
You look around, you see barrels and casks, wine racks, and a couple stills over to the side, not in use.
I will address the crew members by name, which certain that it's Lauren would know, but I don't have written down anywhere.
I have them written down. I'm looking them up.
Okay.
I think according to Kiki, it was Hey You 1, 2, and 3, and then 4 was Come Here.
All right. So I have Ivaf, Althis, Yokai, and Althea. I'll put those names in chat for you. There you go.
Yep, that's what I've got. All this, yep, all of them. That is exactly what I've got.
Vath, Alphys, Yoke, Althea.
The four of
Are you
them
here?
will come out and approach. Milady?
Are you alright?
They'll each nod. Yes.
Any injuries? Anything we need to take care of immediately?
No. But Lord Rolmos, he told us to go into the city to escape the assault on the ship. He ordered us off the ship.
Did well. What happened?
Yokai is going to step forward. We were ambushed. We were simply going about normal maintenance. Ivaf was swabbing the deck, and we were securing rigging, preparing to depart, because we knew that you may want to at a moment's notice. And then the undead swarmed over the back of the ship, coming up from the water, crawling over the back. We screamed, and Rolmos saw that we were outnumbered. He ordered us off the ship and into the city. So we fled. We left him behind in the captain's quarters. He said he was going to take care of things. Is he safe?
Not know.
They all look very
Haven't-
concerned at the situation.
Haven't found any sign of him yet. You know what he could have meant by take care of things?
They look at each other, and I'm going to roll a d20 here, see how much they would know. With the 20, he would have been taking the logs and anything of value from the captain's quarters, anything that he viewed as critical, and then either scuttled the ship or, well, destroyed them, rather than let them fall into enemy hands. You know, the standing orders is we are not to be captured, so we are to destroy ourselves utterly before that happens. I hope that did not happen to him.
Arn swallows as so too. Nothing worse. But the last you saw of him was him retreating to the captain's quarters.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The ship is secure now, but we will likely need to go into the city to attempts to find him, figure out if there's anyone who knows anything, who's seen anything, knows who this person who attacked the ship, who spearheaded this attack, is associated with.
Who did this?
So the name we were given was Bone Crusher.
They don't recognize the name.
Yeah, Karish Bone Crusher.
She seems to perhaps be a worshiper of Ritrava. We have not determined a motivation, whether this was targeted, whether this was a crime of opportunity. But we will find him. Or we'll find what happened to him. So until then, if you wish to remain sheltered here, you can. If you believe you would be safer on the ship, we have rid it of the undead, but obviously I have no idea if there are any more waiting somewhere, hidden somewhere, whether or not there is some other wannabe pirate seeking glory or seeking an opportunity. In fact, it may
Covet
be
looks at her
better for
friend.
you to remain here.
Covet looks at her friend and says, "There are ways, but only if you trust me."
Do.
I have ability, but I don't know if you'll like the answer or not. So we'll need to get back to the ship.
Oh, back to the
It's
ship?
yours.
Okay. Okay.
Is there anything else that you think I should know right now?
We're safe. We gave the bouncer 200 gold pieces in order to let us in.
Like a
The
bandit
right thing.
tonight.
And I will go ahead. I'll go ahead and reimburse them for that, because that would be a protectorate expense and not a personal expense for them.
Okay. Awesome. Cool.
We'll be back.
We'll wait here.
Okay.
Yours breaking up, Covet.
Yep.
She'll be back in a second.
Okay.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. She says, "Stay safe," and we head back up. I'm assuming.
Okay. You guys want to head back up?
Back up.
Okay.
And when we get out of there, I look at Zenith, and I nod to her, and I give her 100 gold, and says, "Keep them safe."
She looks at you and is going to refuse the 100 gold. They're safe. Anything for a fellow female. We have a hard time here as it is. Praise the Lady of Shadows.
Abbott smiles and nods, and looks at Islaren and says, "We have work to do."
Get started.
And are you guys leaving the bar?
Believe so.
All right.
Yes.
As you guys come back outside, you see the rest of the people outside. Eowyn, Twilight, and Eowyn, Twilight, Ayla, and Winkle. They're currently doing what? Winkle, what are you doing at the moment when they come outside?
I thought I was still back on the ship.
You're on the ship? Okay. Guarding
Yeah,
the ship?
Winkle and I had stayed behind on the ship to keep anybody from coming to try to get it again.
Understood. Eowyn and Twilight? What are the two men doing?
So Twilight was searching in and around the area, various alleyways, various observation points, potential recovery sites from coming out of the water near the waterfront. Anything that may or may not provide some insight into what transpired while we were away from the ship.
Okay, repeat that one more time. You're asking who, or are you just trying to investigate around? Exactly.
I'm investigating around.
Okay.
Conversing with anybody, but I am looking to see if there's any type of signs, any type of indicators, something that was recently disturbed, footprints in the sand, something along those lines.
Okay. Well, there's no sand, but the boardwalk, you can see that the boardwalk has been absolutely mangled due to the number of undead that were on it. There's no traces on there. On the ship, let's roll an investigation check. You're unable to find any trace of Rolmos. No sign of where he went or what happened.
And I don't have the locate object spell at all either. So
You don't have locate object as a spell at the moment?
No.
Okay. Eowyn, what are you doing at the moment? As Covet and Asarn went into the bar, curious as to what Eowyn's been up to.
You wouldn't know exactly where to look, but he just looked around the general area for Ramos or any sign of him.
Okay, roll an investigation check, please. Cool. With a 16 investigation, you look around. He's not on the ship. You see no signs of Ramos, whether his swords, his uniform you saw him wearing at the last. You don't see any sign of him. You don't believe he's dead.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate that you don't believe he's dead.
No.
How y'all friends?
No. Continue.
Okay. It's fortunate that you don't believe he's dead. Now, Ramos, you believe to be alive, but you have no sign of him being on board the ship. All right. So, as Covenant and Slarn come out of the bar, are you guys going to rejoin your other friends on the ship, or where are we going?
If we start
think
heading
we have
towards the
a-
ship, go for it. Sorry.
I was gonna say, I think we have a conversation to have with departed friend.
You guys want to have a conversation with your departed friend?
I agree. Unfortunately,
Hey, I was assuming that was going to happen at some point or another.
unfortunately, I do not have that ability anymore since I gave up the pen. However, it doesn't mean that it can't happen. But
I can speak with the dead.
Can.
Yes. Y'all forgot I've done it before.
It is true. I believe I remember that.
she doesn't use it often, but it can be. It can
Only
come-
problem is I've used up all of those slots.
Covet looks at Islarn and says, "These things can be fixed."
Okay.
And says, "I was saving this, but gods know how much time we've gotten between incidents," as she puts it. And she pulls out a greater mana potion from her belt,
Okay.
and she hands it to Ayla. And just to share what it does,
So, do you want to drink the mana potion?
she has it, but says before she gives it over, there are other ways. But if you feel confident that you can use this and then potentially get some sleep before our next issue, then we can
Okay.
do that.
Yeah, I can drink it. It's a third level spell, so if as long as I get a 3, we could do it.
Can't you upcast and use one of your higher level spell slots?
That's the only one I have it on.
Can't you use a 4th level spell to assist?
That's up to you guys.
It'll show up only on the third level spell slot line since like there's no upcast benefit, but like even if it doesn't have a benefit to cast, you can use a higher level spell slot if you have one and want to use it.
Yes, I can. I have a 4th level. I have 2 4th level slots.
If you decide to use that, then I'll keep the mana potion.
Well, you keep the mana potion. I'll use a 4th level slot and cast it then.
Fair enough.
Okay, now I get
How
what,
many-
5 questions?
Link the thing, and I would suggest we talk about what questions we want
Before casting.
and before casting, because even putting it out there can actually cause us to ask a question.
Yeah, if you guys have not seen the D&D movie that came out a couple years ago, be careful with what you say once the spell is being active, because I am going to hold you to exactly what you say.
And if there's any other questions, we put it in chat, because anything that we say verbally is an issue.
What is your favorite color?
So, what questions do you plan to ask?
What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
Disregard. Okay,
Look at our
so
European.
I mean, that is a valid question.
Look at all the bones.
We could always use
We-
a string to
we need-
connect the coconuts.
What should we call you, sir? We can't talk about that because Tim.
Who?
Exactly.
Never heard of him. I think
Somewhere in the Longstriders Consortium, River has a shiver go down her spine, and she doesn't know why.
All right. So, Ayla, you know what 5 questions you're going to ask? We cannot hear
No,
you.
I need y'all to tell me what.
Oh, come on. You're a strong, independent woman.
Yeah, but I want to know what everybody else wants me to ask. Type or something. Hang on.
All right.
Does anybody, real quick, would Covet know what the Lady of Shadows would look like?
No. Like, I can just answer that. Like, I don't usually use that N word. In this case, I'm going to use the N word of no. You do not know what she looks like. You have never seen her. You've never heard a description of her. Sorry.
No, that's good. It's fine. Any way that we can make her look all creepy and bony? Ayla. Because looks matter. We found this out with Drake Crystal Glow, remember?
I can use a disguise kit on it.
Make her look like I don't know, skeleton?
Well, that's 4 good questions right there. I think we may save the 5th one depending on the answers we get.
I think my first one is pretty similar to Twilight's third, so
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And then that would save us 1 based on the answer that we get.
Are we sure you don't want to narrow it down to 3 and save 2 just in case? That's always bode well for us in the past.
All right. So do
oh, it's also narrowed down that where's the man who was on the ship, because she could literally answer about
Twilight
she
or
could
Twinkle, yeah.
answer Twilight, yeah, or B, like she doesn't know where he is now, so she could wriggle out of it that way.
Yeah.
Where is the male
I'm
captain?
typing it. I'm gonna type out the version of it.
Yeah.
Well, I know that when we went in and started defending the ship, trying to get it back and everything, she had already stated, Koresh had already stated, it was for the glory of Corlin. Kevin swats Twilight across the back of the head, said, "Knock it off! We need to be serious."
a woodchuck full. Um,
You also consider disguising Ayla since
Drake Crystal Glow would not
It
answer
might-
any of my questions. Not without a disguise.
what's of its hair routine?
Those are Drake's
Awen
secrets.
comes in with a zinger, just like out of the blue, hour without talking. Start off with what's the question we're gonna ask? What is Kevin's hair routine?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Inquiring
Yes.
minds do want to know. Goodness.
Okay.
Speaking of, I
All the
recently got a new
great-
beard shampoo. It's really nice.
It's skull shape.
Don't
Alright.
explain hair. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
That's lesson number 1.
All right. Y'all ready for me to try this? See if we can get
Okay.
any answers out of her.
Questions that you
Yeah, type out the questions that you are going to ask.
and then I have to disguise. And this time you are going to wear the 26 bags of hair that you stole from Winkle.
Ugh.
I said 4. Why does this keep multiplying?
Because that's gross, Ayla.
It's all right. She keeps them in
Having
biscuit.
a bunch of dead fish floating around the ship wouldn't be?
Again, gross.
He keeps it hidden in biscuit.
All right.
That is, she's gonna use it as the disguise, apparently.
Have you seen Cousin It?
So, Ayla, Twilight wants to disguise you. Are you going to accept the disguise?
Yeah, I'd rather not know it was me, so yeah.
All right. So,
The evil laugh that's happening over here is great.
Twilight's call. After you have
No
recovered,
doubt in my life.
what is the disguise we are giving Ayla Taylor with the 42 bags of hair?
Cousin It.
You're just going to cover her with hair? Understood.
Absolutely.
All right.
She can
Do
use
I
it as
have
a
to talk?
blanket.
Do I have to talk like Cousin It?
Please, no, we'd all like to understand it.
Okay.
You can use it as a
Alia.
blanket afterwards.
Alia, I just want you to know I will hold this against you the rest of the campaign.
I have no doubt in my mind.
All right. So,
All right. What I thought I would do first is I'd ask, why did you attack the ship?
That's yeah. Are we? You're not casting the spell yet. You are just asking the
Disgusting.
question to the group. Okay.
all right. That's one question.
Boo.
Write them
I
down.
don't know if I want to know do we want to know what did you find and take, or who helped you do this, or who are you doing it for?
I think that you start off with questions about Romos and then move to the items like the scroll.
Agreed. So start off with, where is the male captain of the ship?
Okay.
I have a suggestion.
What's your suggestion?
You can also ask what's a clerk's favorite supper.
Mhm.
The last one.
The last
You can
one.
ask you can ask what a clerk's favorite meal is.
Mm-hmm.
and what's that?
The Last Supper.
Yep. The Last Supper. Yep. All right. So, are you ready to cast the spell, Ayla?
Well, I've got 2 questions down. Do we want a third one? Or just hold the other 3 in reserve? Because I got a whole host of them I can choose from. All right. I'll cast it and start with these two.
I went
Understood.
to the station first.
Wait, you cannot cast it yet. Before she casts it, Covet just kind of jumps in front of her and holds her hand down so she doesn't do the gestures and puts her hand over her mouth and all the things so she doesn't say anything. And says, "You have to be in disguise first."
Hey, Winkle, I'm gonna need some moose spit in order to apply this moose hair.
Okay.
As the moose
I may
spit,
be sick. I may be sick.
as the moose spit is applied, Twilight's call will drape you with moose hair, using it as a makeshift adhesive that should wash off fairly easily.
Don't worry, we'll throw you in the water afterwards.
How many bags of hair are you going to use, Twilight?
All of them.
All
I
4
only
bags of
have
hair.
4.
Okay, all 4 bags of hair. All right, so 4 bags of hair, Ayla Taylor, you are well covered. Between the copious amounts of moose spit and moose hair, you look like a disgusting pile of something.
Yeah, I may throw up on top of it. So
Understood.
that'd be even better.
I think she's beautiful.
Ayla, Winkle believes that this has been an improvement.
I'm gonna get you. Aren't I? Aren't I coveted?
Out of character, the player is about ready to gag. In character, Covet has stepped away, like just taken one giant step away from Ayla, because she is seriously grossed out at this point. She's trying not to gag at the moment.
It's okay, I am gagging.
And she looks at Twilight and says, "You did this."
Ayla should have worn this to Lauren's wedding.
No.
We didn't know Winkle at that time.
And I think about my gorgeous blue dress. Ah! All right, I'm casting the spell so I can get on with this.
All
All
right.
right, so I cast Speak with the Dead
On what exactly?
on Bone Binder.
Okay. So, on Koresh Bone Grinder, you cast the spell, and her jaw begins to work. In spite of the massive hole through her chest, what would you like to ask as the corpse responds to your necromancy?
Why did you attack our ship?
Oh. Our ship? I don't have to tell you that. I don't have to tell you that I wanted to take it to command the Shonozat's flagship. I know who you are now, Shonozat.
Okay, whatever you want to think.
Hold up. Don't say anything else. We type now.
Okay. Yep. When you said our ship, your disguise became invalid. The corpse sits there, patiently waiting as the soul has been drawn back into the knoll, just long enough to answer 5 questions. You have 4 left.
Right. Where is the male captain of this ship?
I don't know. Somewhere where I hope his bones get chewed on and that the fleas of 1,000 camels infest his armpits for 100 years.
Definitely rude. Okay.
Question.
The last time you saw the male captain of the ship, where was he?
Fleeing like a dog into the city. I don't care. I had the ship, and there's nothing you can do about it. Except kill me, which was unfortunate. Now I don't have the ship. Damn you! Damn you all to hell! You ruined it!
What were you after on the ship?
The ship itself. Think of the fame and fortune I could have if I sold it.
One more.
One
more.
more question.
That one?
Yes, and it ends. As you asked that one, question mark.
Yep, that's why we were like, "Ugh." Have you watched the movie?
Have you seen the D&D movie, Ayla?
No.
Oh,
Homework.
you have
No.
homework this weekend. Like, if there's a sports game on, fine, but you have homework this weekend. You need to go watch D&D, Honor Among Thieves, amazing movie. And you will understand what just happened.
Yes, I
Alabama?
have seen it.
Is it?
Yes, I have seen it.
Okay, you have seen
Okay.
Then you
Yes.
remember the graveyard scene, right?
Yes, I do, and I know what I did, but I just forgot to say, the player wants to know, is it the last question you want me to ask, not the character?
Yeah,
And that's what I forgot.
yeah. Okay.
It's everyone.
It happens to everyone who ever casts this spell. Every
But-
single person.
We did find out that Rolmos was running toward town.
And I didn't see any of that during my looking around.
No, not with the 6, sir.
All right.
Excuse me.
So with that,
Yes, Awen?
Before,
1 second.
I got a 16 on the investigation roll. What about? Did I see anything?
You did not find any. You were able to find evidence that Romos was not dead on the ship.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to walk over to the railing and throw a rope over into the water and make sure the end is tied well on the ship, and then I'm jumping in the water after the rope.
Okay. As she jumps into
I
the
want
water.
the moose spit and hair off of me, and the fish can suffocate.
As she hits the water, it begins to spread, and I have to ask this disgusting question. Winkle, how long is your hair?
Well, it keeps growing, even if it falls out. So it could get up to about 10 feet long.
You're going to tell me you have 10-foot long hair? Is this just one massive comb over across the moose?
Look, if you see me in real life, you know why I like hair.
Dang it. All right.
Why do you think I don't want to throw the hair overboard? It could be a massive net for fish.
So,
Ooh,
based
ooh,
off of
ooh,
that
ooh.
description, Ayla, I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw as you jumped in the water with all this hair all over you. And Ayla, you've been granted inspiration thanks to Demak the Axe.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
She needs it to make sure she gets all the hair off.
Right. So with the 19 Ayla, you're able to disengage yourself from the mass of net that is this moose hair disguise. You're able to swim free of it and get most of it out from your clothing. However, for the next, how many days we shall see here, 1d7. For the next 2 days, Ayla, you are going to find moose hair in places where it does not belong and you have no idea how it got there.
I don't want to know.
Understood. Yep, but you're going to find moose hair throughout clothing and in inconspicuous places that, where the heck did this come from? Do you climb the rope back onto the ship?
I was going to swim over to the rope and then ask Winkle to pull it up.
Okay. Winkle, will you pull up Ayla Taylor as you fish her out from the sea?
Of course I would. And when she gets up there, I'll look at her, gaze at her beautiful eyes, and occasionally pull a moose hair, off of her.
And that's when, Winkle, you realize she's a good catch.
I look at Winkle and I say, thank you. And then I turn on my heel and go down below decks.
She looks at it. Covet looks at us, Lauren, as we've watched this whole situation, and says, "I think she had enough."
Eric, question for you.
Yes, sir.
Does legend lore can be used to for a person, place, or object? From what Covet told me from her conversation with Leslie, that this scroll of alliances with all of the seals is an object of legend. Is it potential that I could use legend lore for the last recent location?
Negative, unless the location's legendary. The legends don't tell you where something is, it tells you the legend of something. So until the story of this scroll being taken from the boat to wherever it is, if it got taken, until that becomes a legend, no.
Okay.
Yeah, that you're looking for looking object, and while you would be able to get information of where this thing has been seen in the past, you wouldn't be able to find out where it's been seen in the past during legendary situations.
Right.
Right.
Okay.
So with that, Covet looks at us, Lauren, and says, "I know you want to find him. I have a potential way to find him, but I can't do it alone. I'm going to need help from someone not here. But I may need something from you to find this person. Would you be willing to stand outside my door and wait until I am done having a conversation with that person to be able to potentially find him?" And she
Does
raises an
this
eyebrow.
entail?
"I am not certain, but I have a feeling. And I don't want to say anything until I know for sure. Because it may not be something that even I agree with. But
It is
this
something
person,
that you do not agree with. Will you stand up for yourself?
of course, I have learned
And
much.
I will
over
do
the
it.
last- I've learned much over the last year that we've been together. I do not wish to be a doormat, as my husband would say.
Arn will nod approvingly, a little bit hesitantly, given who this is that we're given who this person is that he assumes that Covet is going to be dealing with, but she'll go along with it for now.
So Covet heads down to her berth with a knowing nod to Twilight and expects Islarin to follow and stand outside the door with the door as she closes the door. And when she finally closes the door, she's going to try to talk to Leslie.
Okay. And as you reach out to Leslie, you hear inappropriate noises that I will not mimic at the moment. Before you hear a loud slap. Yes, Covet. How can I help you?
She smiles knowingly at Leslie and says, "Sorry for interrupting."
Oh dear. Everything's fine. We're just celebrating.
As you should. What we went through at that little island definitely warrants it.
How can I help?
I need you to scry someone.
Really? Who are we going to be scrying upon?
I'm looking for a location of Rolmos. He has something of utmost importance, and we need to get him and that object back.
Rolmos. Who is Rolmos? You've never
Sorry.
mentioned Rolmos to Leslie before.
He is the captain of the Madagasmite, the male captain of Madagasmite.
Oh dear. So this is the man that Islarin married?
It is known.
How interesting. Is he in trouble?
We don't know. All we know is that he's not on the ship, and the ship was attacked. We dealt with the threat, but now we have to find him.
Of course. Well, do we have any way to track him down? Anything to make this easier? The scrying is not a perfect science.
Can we avoid blood of any form?
Well, it would be difficult to cast spells without it. But we don't have any of his. Does that alleviate your concern?
Some. What would you need to find him?
Well, I haven't met him. Only second-hand knowledge. I do not have a likeness or one of his possessions or any body parts.
If I could get a possession for you, would that work?
Well, it would have to be here. Unless you're going to cast the scrying. You've learned how to do that, haven't you?
No.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Well, then we're going to have to do this minimally. Are you ready?
And before we get started, is it possible that I could send someone to get something that does belong to him?
I would have to have it in my possession.
What about that little box trick?
That's not available to me at the moment. That's back at the consortium, and I'm indisposed.
So I heard.
Perfect. Can
She-
you speak up a little bit?
I heard. So is there any way that you could, I mean, I haven't learned how to do it, but is there any way that you could channel it
Of
or
it.
teach?
Are you asking to become a medium for me?
No, I am not.
Then, unfortunately, no. But it would
Can you-
have made a big impact in our relationship.
I thought that you wanted me to do this on my own.
I do. But with some assistance, of course. I'm here to help and to guide and to provide you with the powers that you need. If you choose to channel in that way in the future, let me know, and we can explore becoming a medium if you choose. Not required, but an option is there. You've been an excellent student, and I wish to see you succeed.
I appreciate the offer,
Of course.
but I am wary based on the judge. I do not want to become what I was accused of in the future.
Oh. No. That would be unfortunate.
Agreed.
I wouldn't do anything that would go against your morality. You know that.
That being said, being a medium at this time is definitely a no.
Very well.
However,
Then let us begin the scrying.
okay, what do you need to know from me to get a better grasp on the scrying?
Tell me what you know of Rolmos Managath, husband of Islarin Shonozath, military leader of the Shinozan Protectorate, captain of the Managath's might. Tell me things I do not know.
She does go into detail of what he looks like. She goes into detail of his military might. But she also
What did she say
Talk-
about? Let's go ahead and do this. This is going to be fun.
okay.
I don't want to gloss over this one. And so
Okay.
we're going to go ahead and I'm going to play a game where I'm going to look at Romos's art and I'm going to ask you to describe Romos.
He is a man in protectorate uniform that has long hair, longer hair, about to the shoulder, maybe a little bit farther down, maybe to the collarbone. He is striking in his looks. He is very handsome. He has a very distinct square jawline. He had, she talks about his eyes, how they are this, just to her they shimmer like much like the ocean, because they complement Islarin.
What
He
color is his hair, Covet?
It is a greenish blue, much like the ocean itself.
What color is his uniform?
I said it was green and white.
Okay. How is his complexion?
When you say complexion, are we talking like
Skin tone.
Are we talking skin tone?
Yes.
I'm trying to find the right word for it. Hold on. He is fair.
Okay.
But sun-kissed, so darker than me in real life, which is saying something.
Thing darker than my wife in real life is saying nothing.
He is he's
My wife has a
very-
complexion of Leslie, just saying.
Man, I'm not far off. So, but then she talks about how he likes to soft shoe. She talks about how he likes to dance. He is a good dancer. He soft shoed with Kiki. He is best friends with, or friends with all of the crew. I'm jumping around because I'm trying to figure this out too. Sorry. His hair is like a greenish black. He's got fair skin tone. Very strong jaw. His uniform is green and white. Has medals on it and chains, I think, connecting the medals, like what you would have with like a Navy uniform.
Okay. Well, that should be enough. And because it's fun, we're going to go ahead and stick Ramos on the screen for just a second to see how close you were.
Oh, please tell me I was close. Yay! I was pretty dang close.
Pretty close. Teal instead of green. Blue black hair. No chains on the medals.
Well, I thought it was that's a crease. Okay, I've always thought that was metal. Like chains going across, connecting metals. Okay.
Nope. All set. Well, that's enough. I've heard secondhand of him. It's time to cast the scrying spell. And she is going to cast the scrying. And he gets a saving throw. And his saving throw is scrying is a wisdom saving throw. And he has +5 to this because she only knows him secondhand. So with a 28, the scrying does not work.
Yeah, of course. There's not enough alcohol in this wine glass right now for this.
I'm sorry, Covet. I'm unable to scry upon the man. I don't know where he is. And I don't know what he's doing.
How often can you scry?
On the same person once per day.
Then how about this? And she is sitting here and she is absolutely. She's wondering if this is a good idea to let this out.
Yeah, it is.
It's the worst that could happen.
What's the worst that could happen, Covet? A
It's not
good
like we can have
story?
or a ship invasion, or have all the continents trying to converge on our location. People with various interests trying to get a hold of something to remove, say, a seal or something. You just hear his voice in the back of your.
So yes or no?
You decide for yourself. You're a big, strong, independent woman.
Oh, I know. I'm sitting here and I'm weighing out the the ends here because this could be.
But you end up
Like
with two
short,
Twilights on your
strong,
shoulder that are just yeah in your ear.
Meanwhile, Islar is waiting outside the door for the signal to come in.
Okay. So she looks at Leslie and says, "The scroll that was mentioned.
Yes. You have it in your possession.
Not anymore.
So you did
But I
have
know-
it.
But I know where it once was, where it could be.
Is this related to Rolmos?
Potentially.
Oh dear.
I think there was more of protection than anything, but we need to find him and we need to find that.
Indeed. I would make that your primary priority.
Can you scry the scroll?
She's going to think about it for a moment. I don't believe I can. If that was possible, many people would already have access to it. I can attempt, but I'm fairly certain it will fail. And so she's going to attempt to scry on the scroll. And she's going to begin with a blood ritual in order to buff her powers, in order to try to make this happen. Are you okay with this, Covet?
Whose blood is it?
Her own.
Before she casts, she wants to know, what are the downsides of this?
Well, it'll hurt a little bit. But if this is possible, then you may face greater dangers. If I manage to break any wards around it, anyone could scry upon the scroll. But would they know that they could?
I would rather not break any wards. There's too much at stake with this scroll.
Very well.
No.
Then
No.
we should avoid breaking the wards. If you know where this scroll is, Covet, or suspect you know, I encourage you to find it. All costs. In fact, Covet, this is one of those things that I would tell you is more valuable than your life, or mine, anyone else on your ship. Any of your friends, all of them are disposable in comparison to this scroll. Nothing is more important than ensuring that when we face Vagradan, we have this available. Or whatever other great danger faces the material plane.
It would have to be Vagradan. He is the biggest threat. That being said, I will do my best. That being said, I have to find Ramos.
Best of luck. I'm not sure if I can do anything else here.
Please do not say a word to anyone about this scroll. Not
Of
even
course
Zukono.
not. No. If he found that the scroll had been discovered, the entirety of the consortium would be out looking for it. In secret, of course.
It needs to remain hushed. Do not let him know. Do not let anyone know.
You realize you were asking me to keep secrets from my most trusted people.
For their safety, yours and mine.
I will abide your wishes for the time being, but I will not be able to keep this secret forever. You do understand. Come into possession of the scroll, or we will find someone who can.
Understood.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I have an unconscious man that needs disposing of.
What did he do?
You're going to feel the wry grin of Leslie. He was unsatisfactory.
He needs some performance enhancement.
Apparently, he needs some performance enhancements.
I have free moose hair.
Apparently, in moose culture, moose hair is an aphrodisiac.
We need to talk about this.
If you take its encapsulated form on a daily basis.
There's a lot of application of spit.
So gross.
So, Covet is unhappy with what had happened, and takes a deep breath, trying to steel her nerves as she opens the door and sees Miss Lauren. What does Miss Lauren do?
Is Lauren? Covet has opened the door without asking for you to come in as a signal. Are you muted?
Have it expectantly.
Here, gotcha. Good. You're looking at her expectantly.
Yeah.
I could not scry him. He is very strong. And she knows of the scroll only because I thought that potentially we could scry that too. But if we did, it could potentially open wards that we don't want open. Anyone could scry it at that point. So, unfortunately, nothing worked. I had the opportunity to be able to find him, but there would have been a cost.
That was the right decision.
I know
do
it
this
was
the hard way then.
I know it was the right decision. It just doesn't make it easy. So, like you said, the hard way it
But
is.
you did what you could.
Here's the caveat, though. I have sworn her to secrecy about the scroll. But we need to get it back or she's going to send people out to find it. I did not want to tell her about the scroll, but I'm doing my best trying to get your husband back.
I see. I understand what you were trying to do. Yes, let's go find him before someone else does.
He ran to the city. And she looks at herself up and down and says, a smooth skin. We've got to find him before somebody else does, as you said.
Arn will nod and immediately begin heading toward the deck to get ready to leave the ship.
Perhaps we should leave someone here? Hey, Mr. Bouncer dude?
I'm thinking perhaps we have the crew members sail the ship out of the harbor and return a set period of time later. You're not there to have them sail it out again.
Cabot stands there weighing both sides, and she agrees, but is still wary that something could go wrong.
Of course, they could be attacked at sea, but I believe even if we have the bouncer keeping witness over the ship, he could do nothing about it if someone were to storm it and take it.
We could pay him to help him defend the ship if possible.
I believe that we could pay him enough for him to be willing, but not enough for him to be capable. If there's anyone who can bring what we fought just to get on here.
The ship, the crew, our friends, our home away from home. We must protect it as best we can. I like the idea of taking it out to the harbor, but not too far out where we are in international waters, as you would say. Isn't that right? Am I using the right term? But close enough where we can get to and from the city as necessary.
I would like to return to the bar and ask the bartender to go down to the basement, recall the Fantastic Four, and provide them with the orders to steer the ship away from shore and keep it away from shore. And I think have them return in 24 hours.
Okay.
And if we are not there, have them just do that again for upwards of a week.
All right. So, does anyone want to do anything before we send the crew off with the ship away from town?
Take a rest, because Lord
If anyone
knows we're
and if anyone has any objections to the plan, then also
All right.
open to other ideas, but that's
So you guys can take a 20-minute, 30-minute rest here for a short rest. You
I've
guys can
been
keep
spending
taking
this time studying the bow.
Yes. Do you have the identify spell?
I do not.
Okay. It's a very ugly, hideous bow.
I asked Covet to identify it for me.
Excuse me.
Yes, Aowen?
I think the rest is a good idea, but I think instead we should take a long rest since everybody's probably low on spell slots and we might encounter another battle.
So I think the concern, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, is that taking a long rest where the ship is currently could open you guys up to further attack. If you guys took the ship out away from the dock, you could take a long rest out there in the sea. However, you're going to leave Rolmos somewhere for 8 hours.
that's what I'm worried about. Which, like, I totally agree that, like, if we get in a fight in our current situation, like, we would be in a lot of trouble at that point. But I think we can at least try to do our reconnaissance, see if we can find out where he is. Maybe even, like, if he's safe and hiding, maybe even just recover him outright. But if we know that it's going to be a fight, then we may pull back and rest and then go in after that.
I agree.
Okay. So are you guys going to do the short rest thing?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Yeah, I agree with the short rest.
cool. So short rest. You guys take 30 minutes here to recover hit dice and your spells that you can through short rest. Any short rest features like the action surge for Bwinkle, his second wind, etc. Covet's spells come back because she's a freaking warlock.
Yay.
However, your clerics will have SOL. As the
Channel
song of...
Divinity's back.
I'm sorry?
I said they got Channel Divinity's back, but that's
Pretty much it. And not even Twilight's music is good today.
Covet will look at Ayla specifically and give her the greater mana potion off of her belt.
Okay.
And says, use this in the most dire of emergencies.
I will add that to my potion belt.
Okay. It's a greater mana potion.
And with that, she takes the Astraean fire blooms that she has left and adds them to her belt.
Well, remember, those are actions regardless.
Exactly. But they're still there.
Okay.
And as we get through the short rest, I will be checking on everyone, making sure that they're feeling like recovered from the fight, that they're feeling ready for the next one, and reminding them that like gesturing out to the hordes of undead that we've left in our wake and reminding them we can do this.
She also go for it, sorry.
Yeah, as I'm using Inspiring Leader to grant everyone 17 temporary hit points.
Okay. So set your temporary hit points to 17 unless they're already higher.
Okay, so with two things. One, she asks everybody, how many potions of healing do you have?
It take 90 seconds. I'll be right back, everybody. Just a moment.
I've got 5 potions of healing in my backpack.
Ayla?
That's what I'm looking at. Hang on.
Um,
I'm moving
Aowen?
2 to my potion belt.
So you've only got 2? And Winkle, do you have any? And Aowen?
No, I have none.
Potion of healing.
Okay, so Covet gives each of you, so Winkle, Aowen, and Ayla, you all get 2 additional um potions of healing. Just regular potions of healing. She takes them off her belt and gives them to you.
Thank you.
So everyone should have a minimum of 4. Except for Winkle, he has 2. Correct? If that's the case, I'll give Winkle 1 more.
Hold on.
I am back.
We're finishing up things here. Hold on.
Understood. Figured that was a good time for a quick 90-second.
So Winkle should have 3 potions of healing now. Ayla and Aowen should have 2 additional. I am down to 4. And please remember those are used as bonus actions. Once she's done handing those out, she looks at Twilight and says, "Are you sure?"
Yes.
So she takes a deep breath and finds a step to sit on the deck, and is not thrilled about what this is, but begins to ritually cast Identify.
Ooh. Okay. Cool. On what?
His bow.
Okay. So
While Covet casts that spell, I am going to walk up behind Twilight and whisper in his ear. I don't think we haven't finished.
Say that again. You broke in and out. Sorry.
Telling Twilight, don't think we haven't finished talking about that.
He will raise his eyebrow, look up at her, slightly confused.
of it.
Arn will not elaborate.
As you begin to cast Identify on the bow, your eyes, the irises of your eyes widen outwards as they dilate to consume the entire eyeball. Your eyes have gone black. Covet, you see entropy everywhere. Nothingness. The absolute lack of value and light. The perfection of nothingness. Void exists here, Covet. And as you continue to touch the bow, you see piercing this darkness a single speck of light. Small as a human hair is wide. It's a bright pinprick in the darkness. What would you like to do?
She knows that this is the realm of the void god Cateus, and she is not happy. Um and because of the darkness of the void that she feels around her, she sees that one pinprick of light, and she starts heading towards it.
Okay. As you head towards this little pinprick of light, it opens broad wings that seem to tear at the void and surge forward as a celestial being rushes towards you. Enormous, thousands of feet tall. It dwarfs you and is rushing towards you with a brightness. What would you like to do?
She stands tall as she can, because, well, she's only 5 foot. And she looks at this celestial dead in the eye and says, "Stop." Basically screams, "Stop."
As you scream stop, it continues straight towards you, and your hand outstretched catches its rib, and you return to the ship, holding on to the hollow star rib.
The vision, I'm assuming, comes back to her,
Yep, you are back to normal.
and she's holding this bow. And she looks at Twilight, and she says, "This is powerful. It is from a celestial. Very big one at that."
I'm going to go ahead and send you something through Discord so you have this, and you can use this as reference for what you're telling, because you gain all of this information by this identify.
Okay, in Discord? Okay, cool.
Yes, ma'am. It's like 4 paragraphs.
Oh my gosh! It really is a lot.
Go ahead. You can read the whole thing to them if you'd like.
Wow. Okay. Hellfire the Hollow Star was once a radiant celestial in service to a benevolent pantheon, a beacon of hope and light across the cosmos. But its devotion to justice and balance became its undoing, manipulated by Cateus through whispered promises of purging the multiverse of chaos and suffering. Hellthar fell from grace. It was remade in the void god's image, its luminous form stripped and corrupted, and its purpose twisted. No longer the harbinger of hope, Hellthar became a bringer of despair, spreading destruction and nihilism?
Yes.
Okay. In Cateus' name. It obliterated civilizations and drained entire worlds of life, adding their remnants to the void in its endless march of annihilation. Vraska, the Mire Keeper, a reclusive and feared bog witch who had embraced lichdom, lived in the heart of the festering swamps of Fluiden. Her dominion was a place of decay and death, but it was also a refuge for lost souls and broken beings seeking escape from the cruel world. When Kelthar descended upon the swamp, it sought not only to destroy the refuge, but to consume the potent arcane energies of Vraska's lair to empower itself. Vraska, enraged at the affront, did what many thought impossible. She confronted the Hollow Star directly. For 3 days and nights, their battle raged. The swamp twisted into an apocalyptic landscape of void storms and necrotic eruptions. The final moments before the final moments of the battle were etched into legend. Vraska, knowing she could not overpower Kelthar's celestial might, lured it into her sanctum and placed in a place infused with ancient and forbidden magics. There, she unleashed a ritual that tethered Kelthar's void energies to the swamp itself. The Hollow Star, unable to escape the quagmire of necrotic and planar magics, was slowly unraveled. Its immense power drained to sustain Vraska's lichdom. In its death throes, Kael'thar's abyssal core imploded, leaving behind only its colossal skeleton. Yet, its essence lingers in the swamp, and whispers of the void still haunt those who dare to tread too close to its resting place. Vraska emerged victorious but forever changed. The battle left her lair tainted with void energies, warping the swamp and further isolating her from the living. However, she retained fragments of Kelthar's power, making her an even more formidable force. Legends say that her staff, fashioned from Kelthar's shattered rib bone, holds a fraction of its abyssal might. To this day, pilgrims, scholars, and fools seek out the site of the Hollow Star's demise, drawn by tales of its lingering power and the eternal promise of Cateus's void. You have the rib, the Hollow Star rib, that's been turned into a bow? That is so powerful. You can warp sense, you can detect good and evil, you have the power of invisibility, you can see really, really far, like 120 feet. It makes you more formidable in battles for sure by, helping you with concentration and it's incredible, but it's Cateus's void. Everything that MKL's not.
Do we know what that relationship and/or association is between the two?
You guys can roll religion check of a DC 30. Because this is lore no one knows.
I can only get up to a 26.
So no.
And I can't get up that high
Okay.
either.
I have to set super high DCs for this because there are ways people get up that high easily. So I have to set the high DCs here.
So could we use legend lore in this particular situation?
That would not be legendary. No one would be talking about it.
Okay.
Yep. It is she almost got there.
28's as high as I can get. So
nope. I know I couldn't get it anyway, but it's still an effort.
Right. Winkle, would you like to check your religion check?
Yeah, might as well.
Before she rolled, I could have given her bardic inspiration and maybe.
I want to
guidance,
help
but-
him. I want to help him. I'm
Okay.
proficient.
You're going to
Advantage.
give guidance or give assistance to Winkle? Awesome.
He
So-
gets advantage.
Awesome. With Winkle's advantage, roll that second time, sir.
Oh, I love it. +0. He ain't
It's
I'm
okay.
horrible.
No, you tried. And Covet will just slap him on the back and be thanks for trying. You know.
Yep. So, as you guys have taken your short rest, and Covet's had this vision and inspiration of knowledge placed upon her mind from the bone itself, Twilight's Call, your bow rests before Covet. Are you going to take it? What are you going to do?
Does she offer it to him?
She lets it sit in her lap as a making it his choice. But before she lets him take it, she's like, you do know that Cateus is, he was born of the echoes of oblivion, nothingness, destruction, defiance of life itself. I mean, he teaches that the existence is meaningless. And he's all about, destruction. He reveals the destruction of all things, physical, emotional, and spiritual. Wars, disasters, and even personal despair are seen as offerings to his creed. And then he's the creator of death, of undeath.
Is that in there?
It's something that I had pulled from last week. From when you actually first got the bow.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because I hadn't heard anything about undeath in any of
Yeah. As the creator of undeath, he empowers necromancers, liches, and death knights, bending the natural order to prevent souls from finding rest. His greatest servants believe that the supremacy of undeath as the final state of being, superior to fleeting nature of mortal life.
But that's Cateus, that's not the Bone Star. The Hollow Star.
The Hollow Star.
They're completely different.
The Hollow Star was manipulated by Cateus
Right.
and fell from grace and remained in the Void God's image. It was remade in the Void God's image, luminous form stripped and corrupted, and its purpose twisted. Kelthar, Hollow Star, became a bringer of despair, spreading destruction, nihilism, in Cateus' name. Are you sure you want to associate yourself with that?
I personally have no allegiance to either of them. It's now a tool that is not in the hands of anybody else. It's a tool that is no longer being used against us.
What if you take this? What is MKL gonna say?
I don't know. We'd have to ask him.
I mean, could MKL change it?
Potentially.
Why does it seem like a bad idea?
Because everything else we've done today seems like a bad idea.
Seems like everything that we've done this entire season's been a series of bad ideas. So what's one more?
Do it, do it, do it.
She looks at Twilight, and there is just absolute fear and worry in her eyes. She looks at him and just says, please, if you take this, do not lose yourself to the void.
no desire to go into the void.
If I go to an
Never
afterlife,
desires it.
if I go to an afterlife, you sure as hell better be there.
So it sounds like we need to have a conversation with MKO. So until such time, I guess we'll put this into my quiver of Alona,
Okay.
and I will continue to use my current bow.
I can create an altar in our birth if necessary. But we'll see what happens.
Okay. Now the question is, you guys want to go ahead and identify the scroll or the chain that you guys discovered?
She looks at Twilight and everybody else because she knows that she's the only one that can do this. And says, "Is this what you want? If so, I will need your protection."
What did your religion check say on that thing? When you looked at the scroll, at the seal on the scroll.
The seal on the scroll. It said that it is the symbol of Cateus.
Look, you're telling me not to dabble in it, and you're already wanting to mess with something else? Come on now.
It is just a scroll. I'm trying to figure out what it is, just like I did with your bow.
You already know what it is. It's the scroll of Cateus.
But what kind of scroll?
Is that important?
It could be.
Is that what's going
Could
to say
perhaps
Roma?
send a clue as to what specifically Bone Crusher may have been intending.
Exactly.
Is that
And
required
therefore,
right now?
It could.
if it could provide a clue as to what Volmos may have done, have gone,
Or where he may be.
who else may have been involved.
But we already know that
He's
the
not
Knoll
seeking,
had
he's
nothing
not
to do.
seeking to.
The Knoll was required to give an answer. It didn't have to be a truthful one.
Correct. I have
And-
scrying.
You have scrying?
Yes, I do.
Now
And
you're
I
telling
know
me?
him. And I know him. And I can get
See?
a possession.
She looks at her.
I didn't know that's what you were doing.
Secret
goes
squirrels! Secret
I was
squirrels!
putting-
Oh,
I
love
was
'em so
putting
much.
on dry clothes.
She goes up to her and grabs her freshly pressed garments and grips them in her teeny tiny hands as she looks up at Ayla because everybody's taller and says, "You can scry?"
I thought you'd want to know.
And you have first-hand knowledge.
Yes. And I can have one of his possessions in my hand.
Wait a minute, is scrying common or something?
And she looks at Aowen and growls, just like Twilight would.
'Cause I have it too. I didn't know it was important.
Well, clerics can do it.
Clerics can do this, and
Yeah, I think both knowledge domain clerics and light domain clerics just get it for free as like at level 9. So
okay. So Covet the player knows this, but Covet the character does not, and so Covet is just she as she continues to grab Ayla in one hand, she grabs Aowen in the other, like Aowen's arm, and is like, "You two."
I didn't know.
I didn't either. I just offered to do it to help find Romos.
Oh,
Why? Have you tried it already?
I tried it already. He starts laughing hysterically.
Ayla will look to Twilight for help.
Twilight's giving this nope, shaking of his head. Is saying, y'all make y'all's own bed. Enjoy that one.
Okay. So who wants to scry first?
I'll
And
try
he looks
it.
at both of them expectantly.
I don't have a spell slot for it.
I do. I have a spell slot.
And the moose is laughing uncontrollably.
Out of left field. I love it so much.
Okay, it's Lauren.
So you're gonna
Do
use a
you
spell
have-
slot for this?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Okay, it's Lauren. Do you have something of Romos's that I can hold in my hand?
I will
Phrasing.
go. I will go to the captain's quarters, and I will see what possession requirement. I will
How old is the last sample needed?
I'll retrieve one of the torn up pieces of his uniform.
That'll work. That'll
One of
work.
his uniforms.
Okay.
I do not keep any of his locks of hair or fingernails or anything of that nature.
Oh my goodness.
Oh man, that just makes it more potent.
Oh well.
Wait, what?
Alia keeps her wrinkles hair for some reason. Like 60 bags or something.
I'm not keeping moose hair anymore. No, not me. That stuff's gross.
It's worked out so well
I'm
for you.
sorry, Boinkle.
Oh,
I
now
don't
it's
mean it
gross
that
to you?
way.
Now it's gross to you, Miss Save the Fish.
Well, I was trying to save the fish.
I'm just saying I love you, Eowyn, so freaking much. That's amazing. Feed the fish.
This whole thing could go in the clips category. Okay. All right. I have a piece of the uniform now, so I'm going to cast the scrying spell.
Okay.
Is that uniform in one hand and Islauren in the other?
Islauren belongs to Islauren.
All right. So, Ayla Taylor. What are we casting scrying on?
Romos. His
Okay.
location.
Cool. So we're going to go ahead and do this. As your vision fades from here, you find yourself somewhere else, Ayla Taylor. Ayla, you find yourself here. For the record, you're the only person who can see this.
Take notes.
As you glance around the room, you're going to see Rolmos Manigath seated in a chair across the table from this individual. And they're currently staring at each other. They're not saying a word. And the individual on the left, which I'm intentionally not telling you which one's on the left or right, but the individual on the left is going to look directly into your eyes, Ayla Taylor, and nod at Rolmos. We are scryed upon. Say nothing. And that's where we're going to end for today.
No!
As we're going to come back next week to continue the adventures for the Us Against the Gods campaign. And we can continue the scrying next week as well. But I do have people who have to go. So, we're going to go ahead and put everyone back on there. We'll continue Ayla's scrying next week. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. Got very far today. You guys did amazing. You got tons of lore. We will figure out what's happening with Rolmos, with the scroll, with the rest of Cordray Gruul, sending the ship off to sea, perhaps. And who are the figures that Ayla Taylor saw during her scrying? We'll find out next week on the Us Against the Gods campaign. As always, guys, thank you so much for choosing to level up your game with Jaunary. If you know someone who wants to play in a Jaunary game, send them my way. I'd love to talk to them. I am going to be doing some tutorial games here real soon. There's signups for one of those right on gmeric.com's front page, including the Segeos Edition t-shirt. The Punch Aimer in the Face pillow is available over there as well. Check out the Patreon over at patreon.com/gmeric. Check out the reference site at toivoarpg.com. And join me this evening for an AMA and hangout as I do prep stuff and take care of things, answer questions, and kind of help out the community. Have a wonderful time, guys. Stay safe, and we'll catch you guys later